So back in Peterborough, there was a massive drug and violence issue, especially around my area. We lived opposite a pub, and every night there would be arguments outside, people having fights. But because of how close I lived right opposite the pub, I used to see a lot of stuff coming home from school. You'd see arguments, and then in the morning going to school you'd see ambulances outside because of people that had got themselves into situations overnight. They'd be passed out on the floor in front of my front door. So it was always quite scary living around there. Dealing with my mum, she has mental health problems, and I found out that she was using drugs and to cope with her mental health. And then one night I woke up and I went through to see her, and I saw on the floor there was boxes of tablets all over the side, open bottles of wine all over the side. I found her on the floor. She was still conscious. She was in a state enough to ring 999. We had an ambulance come over, took us both to hospital because she had overdosed, obviously not wanting to be here anymore, so it wasn't accidental, it was on purpose. I think that had a massive impact on me because of one person that I love and care about so much. Seeing her like that at the age of 9, 10, it wasn't nice, and I felt quite alone because I didn't know what was going to happen to her. And I think it was just too much for me to handle. So I started using self-harm as an escape because I felt like I wasn't good enough, because I felt like I deserved it. There was obviously something wrong with me. And then when my friend passed away, it was hard. It was really hard because I thought, they would have done something to help her or me or some of my other friends that were going through bullying, but they didn't. It was too late. It was way too late to then do something about it. So I tried to end me being here through that because of how bad and deep I had then injured myself. My mum had found me and we sorted it all out, and my mum was having a bad time as well dealing with this ex-boyfriend that she had that moved with us, and the self-harm started again, and my school wasn't offering a lot of support. So it was the end of year 9 and I'd settled in with friends and everything, and I became part of this group, and they use drugs for all different reasons. Some because parties, coping mechanisms, and I obviously was very depressed and was using self-harm as a coping mechanism. So then I found out drugs were a big thing around here, so I thought, okay, right. I started using cannabis when I was about 14, 15, maybe a little bit younger than that. I started taking cocaine quite a lot. It was a every other day thing, and it made you feel so good. It's so addictive, cocaine. It completely takes over your life because of how addictive it is. And then I started taking ecstasy pills, and then I started realising that it was affecting me. I started losing a lot of weight, started having a lot of issues with my skin, wasn't eating properly, wasn't drinking properly. I'd started drinking a lot more alcohol because it makes the high better when you take pills. And then it got to year 11 and I realised I had a massive problem with drugs. But then I got some help. I started seeing CAMHS, got some help there. That massively helped. I feel like I've turned my life around. You just need to make sure that you're with the right people who care about you, you've got love and support around you, because it helps massively.